Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It takes a certain level of delusion to create a reality for yourself because you have to shift out of your current reality of what you see around you and see what is not yet manifested in order to create it. We use our third eye chakras to do so because with our imagination, we are able to tune into the quantum realm and tap into that realm where all possibilities exist. That's where we can conjure up the vision for what we desire for our lives individually, but also as a collective whole. If you are the type of person who longs for a better world, then you need to start using your third eye to imagine what that world looks like. What's happening right now on our planet is interesting, and my job is to guide you through the transition, the shift in consciousness that's happening right now, the detachment from the old system, the crumbling system, the crumbling paradigms. We're shifting into a new reality. And starseeds all over the world right now are detaching themselves from this reality because it is so ick. There's a dissonance in frequency that is getting so strong that we are noticing it. And we're noticing how crazy this world has become. When I share my visions about the new earth and how things are going to look for bettering humanity, there's some people on the 3D collective timeline that's like, we're doomed, we're screwed, AI is going to take over, it's going to get worse and worse. And on the other timeline, we have things getting better and better because people are co-collectively creating that reality as well. But I want to just break this down for a second about the delusion, because if you share what your new earth vision is, and when I refer to the new earth, I'm talking about this quantum reality that we're all co-creating right now that has not yet solidified. That's why we feel crazy in doing so, because it seems delusional. But just to put things into perspective for you, did you ever think that we were going to experience a pandemic? Did you ever think that the government would be this complete clown house theater? Like it seems like Hollywood. There's actors that are playing actors, there's actors that are playing presidents. It just seems like this fun house. They're tweeting and nothing seems serious anymore. All the while, we're getting crazy agendas absolutely forced down our throats. We're being gaslit, we're being lied to, and it's so in our faces, and they're just going down with a lie. There's so many things that we're facing right now that at one point would have just been inconceivable. Right? I'm a 90s baby. So if you would have told me in the 90s that we would be living in such a distorted dystopian reality today, where it literally feels like this fun house of reality where the clown is like, hey, this is real. And you're like, how do I get out of here? Like, this is not real. I don't want to be in here. I need to get out. I need to escape. But for right now, we're living in this reality. I don't know anybody that is in the 5D consciousness reality that goes outside and is like, I don't know, I don't see any chemtrails. I don't see any. No, we're still living in this 3D space time reality, which means that we're still kind of stuck in this fun house when we can see all of the things that humanity needs in order to get better. And yet we're still being poisoned. We're still being lied to. We're still being gaslit. We're still being enslaved. We're still being crunched. The walls are coming in and the ceiling is closing down all at the same time. So, right now, our only option is to escape the matrix in our third eye using our imagination. So for 20 minutes a day, if you spend that time closing your eyes in meditation and raising your vibration and going up into the quantum realm where you envision a better life, not just for yourself, but also collectively for other people. There's prosperity for all, there's healing. All the high vibrational sacred technologies are coming back to help humanity. There's free energy, no enslavement. People are able to shift out of their root chakra survival mode and shift into creativity where they are able to use their passions and their gifts to help other people. That's a star seed. That's you. You came here to help this planet. And that's where so many of you are at right now. But you meet those people where when you share those visions with the normies and they go, well, one can dream, or wouldn't that be nice? Or yeah, they just give you that kind of that yeah, nice look on your face. And you're like, no, girl, like I am literally here to usher in that new earth paradigm. And some people won't see it. Some people will never see it. Some people are here to initiate it. Some people are here to just kind of follow along with it because it is inspiring and it's inspiring narrative. It's definitely better than the doom and gloom timeline. But for how bad things have gotten, okay, people are working three, four jobs. Let's just put this into perspective for you. Okay. So my grandparents, back in the day, it was normal to get married, get a piece of land, buy a home, have four or five children, one family income. You would be able to take vacations. It was a comfortable way of life. You had extra time to entertain, to have people over, to host people. You had the extra finances to host people at your home. Things were proper, appropriate. There was a specific way that you acted in public that was appropriate. And even though we look back at those days and we know that there's always been corruption, there's always been this stuff that's coming out into the open, this corruption that is being broken open, that is just bubbling to the surface right now, and that is quaking the earth of every single person. It is causing such an emotional charge amongst everybody. That stuff, the satanic pedophile elites, the agendas, all of that has always been, but it was just swept under the rug back in the day, and everything seemed like it was fine and gravy. But you do have to kind of think of the comparison to how much we've slid down the slope. Going from that to people barely being able to make ends meet, the government laundering money, lying to us, the dystopian realities and agendas that are being pushed on us right now, the vaccines that are being pushed on us right now, the absolute hellish circumstances that we've slid down this bank and we are experiencing this hellish dystopian reality that so many starseeds are really struggling to exist in. I want you to think about the opposite side of that. Relative to how bad things have gotten, it's really not that far of a stretch to think about how good things can get, even if you were to just sort of balance it out with what we had, say, in the 90s, right? Even just going back to some sense of normalcy post pandemic, everybody says this just doesn't seem like a real existence anymore. It doesn't seem like a real reality. That is all part of the program. That's all part of the huge awakening, is that we're not meant to fit into that old paradigm anymore. That we're meant to view all of that as like uninhabitable, unlivable, unacceptable, because we're here to create the new reality. And I know how you feel. I know that you feel crazy sometimes because you keep seeing this high vibrational reality. You keep seeing that the world is going into a better place, and people around you can only see that we're just drowning in everything. We're looking at all the different industries crumbling: the government system, the healthcare system, the food industry, the housing crisis, the transportation crisis. All of these systems are crumbling, and it's gotten so bad. Let's just take the transportation industry, for example. Back in the day, flying was this luxurious experience where you would get dressed up, you would have a three-course meal on the plane, it was comfortable, you were well taken care of. Now you look at those videos and they're hucking your suitcase and nobody cares anymore. People are flying in sweatpants. It's the worst. At any point in time, they can just revoke your ticket and not compensate you for anything anymore. They can change your flights last minute. They can oversell seats and then you don't have anywhere. You could be stranded in some random country. There's nothing that you can do about it. And you're at the complete mercy of this disorganized system. And you're like, how is this working? Since 2021, baggage loss has been up by 60%. So people are flying, their bags are going to different locations. Like, it is a hot mess. Not only to mention that you're getting onto this plane with people that are not conscious, that have all of their boosters, and then they're shedding spike proteins all over the place. And the plane air is just circulating this disgusting air all the time. Like, it is so gross to fly. And it's such a joke, and it's such a messed up system. It's so disorganized. That's just one. Look at our healthcare system, too. That's a hot dumpster fire. People are waiting before the blood labs open. People are waiting 3 hours in advance just to get in, just to put their name onto a piece of paper that then they'll call you. And like, your entire day is toast because you have to be ready and willing to go whenever they call you. People can't get into a family doctor. People are dying on wait lists for 6 months just to get looked at. A lot can happen if you have terminal illness in 6 months. It's just not working, and things have gotten so bad. Look at the propaganda about them castrating and mutilating our youth and encouraging them to go on hormones and puberty blockers before their brains have even completely developed, before they can even make a sound decision for themselves. They're getting funneled through this disgusting agenda, this system that is confusing them and mutilating them and castrating them chemically and putting them on drugs and antipsychotics and anti-anxieties and antidepressants. And you just have this cocktail, these sad, confused, broken people that are just like, yay, keep going. This is great. We're glamorizing victimhood. We're glamorizing instability and insecurity and victimhood. And then they're pushing it in your face like, this is healthy. And you're like, no, it's not. I can see none of this is normal. It does not align with my value systems. It's so far from my value systems. It's so far from the holistic view that I have of how this earth should be and could be. Listen, my friend, you are meant to think that way. You are meant to recognize how dystopian this reality is, how far we've slid, how far from grace we've fallen. So it's really not that crazy for you to want to create the opposite end of the spectrum. It's not that crazy for you to see prosperity for all, wealth and abundance, people at the top that care about humanity, frequency beds that are going to completely eliminate and heal diseases and illnesses, advertising that looks like helping people come back to a holistic view of what a healthy human being is, the food industry, creating organic crops, food that is medicine so that we can get away from big pharma. People as a collective shifting out of this survival mode and moving into their sacral chakra where they can start to create, they can start to use their passions, they can help humanity because so many people want to help, where we have a planet, an existence where people are vibrating at a higher level of consciousness. Right now, the information that just came out on the Epstein files, that we have pedophile elites who are literally snacking on children and dismembering babies and eating them. Okay, take that small percentage of people who own most of the world's wealth, and they're using it for the darkest agendas. They are using it for the most nefarious agendas on the planet. Take for a moment just to think that that wealth transfer would go to people that actually want to help humanity, that actually want to help heal the planet, that want to use that wealth for good. That's the wealth transfer that we're talking about. And I had to just say, like, for people that don't feel worthy, think about this. If those type of people that have that money right now are using it for the most disgusting, dark agendas, even if you did nothing good with that money, but you didn't do anything bad, even if you were just completely neutral with it, and you lived a good life and you gave to a couple charities and you did a couple good things, but it's not like you were like super active in making all these good things happen, but you were not using it for darkness. You were not eating children. You're not child trafficking with this money. Okay. Even that makes you exponentially more worthy of having that wealth than these satanic elites. So just think about that. even if you don't have a vision of how you would help humanity, just neutrality. Just neutrality. That would be enough to already tip the scales. Okay, but there are a lot of you that have it on your heart in different areas to help humanity. I want to encourage you to keep using your third eye, keep envisioning, keep imagining a collective reality where souls that are ascending, that are raising their vibration, that are raising their consciousness, that want love and peace for the world, shift into this quantum reality that we are all co-collectively creating right now that has not yet solidified. We are all shifting into it. It's happening right now, but it's through the works of your third eye. And I want you to swing all the way to the other end of the pendulum, where you're seeing free energy. You're seeing that everyone's birthrights of being well and having wealth and being in financial prosperity and shifting out of survival mode and not being enslaved in a financial system, not being enslaved in a social credit system, not bowing down and having our hard-earned dollars being misused by these elites that are basically making you work in an enslavement camp. The world is a big concentration camp. They're forcing you to work for them. How bad things have gotten, even in the last 5 years. Think about post-pandemic. Okay, life was kind of motoring along, things were going good. In the last 5 years, how effed up things have gotten. You don't have to feel crazy. It's not just like it's not a pipe dream. It's not like, oh, that's crazy. You can think that way. That would be nice. Let them say that because they can't see the timeline that you're on. I want you not to feel crazy about imagining and envisioning and adding your momentum and attention to a world that we are shifting into where all of these things are taken care of, where it is the light golden age, the new earth frequency, the new earth paradigm, where from the top down, we have beautiful, heart-centered individuals who want to heal the planet, who want restoration, full restoration of your body, of your mind, the advertising, the agendas of the planet getting cleaned up, the environment, our relationship to one another and animals and Mother Gaia herself. Okay? Think about how bad things have gotten. Swing all the way to the other end of the pendulum and start dreaming up of what that actually looks like. Okay? It's a flip side. So if you have this bad on one side, you have a mirror in the middle, and then you flip it over onto the axis for how bad it's gotten, that's how good it can get. Okay? If you look at the wars, the famine, the poverty, the depression, the anxiety, the frequency war, the weather manipulation. If you're looking at all of those things for how bad they've gotten, flip it to how good things can get. I remember watching a Dr. Phil video one day where he was talking to an addict and he said, history is a mirror that kind of flips itself. So if you have been 2 days sober in the past, that means you have another 2 days of being sober in the future. If you're sober for 7 months, then the flip side is a future 7 months that you can be sober. And I always encourage this too on an individual basis. Maybe you have suffered the first half of your life. Think about your own individual life for how much you have suffered. On the flip side of that is how richly you can be blessed, how much you can receive, how good your life can get. Think about the flip side of things. And I don't want you to listen to anybody that tells you, this is just a pipe dream. Oh, must be nice. Well, you're not plugged into reality. No, I'm not. No, thank you. I don't want to be plugged into this reality anymore. This reality is a dystopian funhouse that they're just cramming down your throat to think that it's real, to make you accept how shitty things are right now. The people that are plugged into that system that are like, there's no hope for us. What are you doing? What reality are you envisioning, you crazy person? They're stuck on that timeline. Let them, and let me. Let us co-create the reality that we want to live in. Starseeds are co-collectively creating this quantum vibration, this reality that is very much still vibrational. Everything is created at a vibrational level before it funnels down and manifests in the physical realm. Once you have it in the physical realm, it is at its last form of manifestation. That's the end. Then you get to enjoy it with your five senses. But more so of the work is done consciously, emotionally, energetically, and then it funnels down. We are collectively at a level right now where we're getting downloads, where we're seeing visions, where we are launching rockets of desire for what we want to see, born out of a smorgasbord of contrast of things that we don't want to experience anymore. So, this new quantum reality, this new earth paradigm, as I call it, we are collectively creating right now. And it is still very much at a vibrational level. It is still very much particle, very much wave, very much consciousness, energetic. Sometimes we feel the emotions of it. Okay. But it has not yet solidified. And you, as a human being, right now, through this transition until that does solidify, you are also raising your vibration. You're kind of straddling the old world, straddling the new world. You might have a matrix job that you're working right now, but your passion is to do something else. These are job openings that I see coming in the new earth, essentially. Okay. It has not yet solidified, but it is coming and you're shifting. You're shifting up into it. You're raising your vibration, and this is starting to become more and more solidified. And it will solidify, it will come to fruition. The more people that feel it, the more people that envision it, the more people that give momentum and time and attention to it. It's like black sticky tar that you are dissociating yourself from. You're like, I don't want any of this old world like stuff. It is ick. I don't want these agendas. I don't want to serve the elites. I don't want any part of that. That's disgusting. Okay? What do we want? What are we shifting up into? Those that are at the same vibrating at the same frequency as us. What do we want this world to look like? We're getting high vibrational buildings again. We're getting sound therapies and healing frequencies. Right now, you have 5G technology that is completely distorting your electromagnetic spectrum. It's completely distorting the grid. They're actually using frequency weaponry to completely discombobulate you and destabilize you. Whereas those frequencies can be used for the good to bring you back into coherence, back into alignment, back into full balance, full ease, so that there's no disease. So many of the things that they're using right now for nefarious agendas can be flipped to be used for the good. Okay. Pretty much everything is like that because we live in a world of duality and polarity. So everything that is used for bad right now can be flipped and be used for the good. So that's what I want you to focus on, New Earth Creator. And if you would like a session with me, I am a psychic intuitive who is able to see energy, go into the chakras and see which emotional wounds are coming up to the surface. I'm able to channel messages from your highest self, from your spirit guides, information that is absolutely pertinent for you to know right now to help you move along your ascension path, to guide you in your ascension path, to help you navigate through difficult chapters of your life right now. So if you would like to book a session with me, go into the description and find my webpage and you can book with me through there. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I will see you next time.